Going live. Hey,
Hi.
everyone. Welcome to New Zealand.
Hi.
Whoa, there's already a few people on there. Hey, okay, let's pull this chat over here so we can see you guys. Welcome to our live. We haven't done a live in, well, it feels like forever. It has been forever, hasn't it? It's been like over a month. And last time we went live, I said, we're going to make a special announcement. And then we didn't because our visas got extended. So next special announcement will be in a couple of weeks for you all. So there you go. Okay, cool. So here we go. We got Pepe in the house. Hey, Pepe. We got Dean saying morning from Christchurch. Oh, you got your coffee and ready to go? I've got my coffee here. I'm ready to go as well. Some of you might have a glass of wine or a drink or a Coca-Cola or who knows what you're drinking over there. Hey, from Denver, Colorado. Hi from Wellington. Oh, cool. Hey, Joanna. That's so cool. We just passed through Wellington. The girls did something really special there. What'd you guys do?
Oh, yes.
We went in Wellington.
It wasn't in Wellington, but it was a camp on North Island, which was really cool.
We went to Fielding for an Easter camp, EC21, and it was amazing. It was really fun.
Mm-hmm.
And there was like 2,000 kids there.
Something kids. There was a lot.
Oh, we got people from around the world coming in. We've got Pula, Croatia, someone from Florida. Hey. Aw, so cool. We miss Florida sometimes and all the fun things there are to do. I know Florida's fully opened up right now, as from what my friends were just saying yesterday. Interesting stuff around the world. I posted on Instagram yesterday, like questions that people wanted to ask us. And so I got a whole bunch of questions. So what I thought we could do this morning is just, well, first of all, welcome everyone. Hola from Mexico. Hey. Let us know where you're watching from, because that's always so much fun for us to see where everyone's coming in from around the world. And then this is a live Q&A, so we're going to leave it up to you guys to ask us questions. Whatever you'd like to ask, go for it, and we will let you know. So we've got Liverpool in the house. We've got Belgium in the house. Whoa. Back at work, but having a quick break. Oh, that's good. That's funny. From Kenya. Oh, we got Kenya punching in like that. That's so cool. Christopher over in Kenya. That is awesome. I don't know how you guys are liking our review videos that we just posted, but obviously we are not on a cruise because the cruise is
And we're not in Europe.
And we're not in Europe, but we're still posting all of our past trips. We have so many more cool videos coming up about our trips there. So it's really exciting. And we're going to be posting a couple more this weekend for you guys. So yes. All right.
First question. Are you guys going to stay in New Zealand long term?
Dun, 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 dun.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. We will let you know. We certainly don't want to leave right now with everything being locked down. And that's like a lot of the questions that we did get on Instagram are a lot of that. So why don't we start with those questions?
Someone wrote, have you been to Norway?
Yes,
we have.
So we went to Norway. Our YouTube channel started in May 2017. And prior to that, we did, I think we did all of Europe prior to that. So a lot of our videos, and we did all of South America and lots of Southeast Asia already. So a lot of our videos had not been made because we didn't have a YouTube channel and we weren't thinking of YouTube at the time. So we were just taking pictures and, we weren't really traveling for the purpose of making videos. Whereas now when we visit a town and a city, we think of you guys and we make a really cool video to go along with it. So there you go. So the question, we've got Canada in the house. We got our peeps from Canada. Hey, I know it's getting nice and warm over there, or starting to, hopefully where you are too. So that's cool. So, so that's the first question. When will y'all be visiting India? That doesn't sound like someone with an Indian accent, y'all, but when will y'all be visiting India? Girls, do we know?
It depends. It depends, when borders open and all that. And it's funny because someone just wrote, looking forward to your visit to India soon.
So, what do you guys think? Like, when is the world going to go back to normal? When will travel be easy? Like right now, it's just, I don't know. It's going to be interesting with the whole vaccines, and kids at a certain age aren't getting vaccines. So what does that mean? Do they not go with you when they're traveling, or how's that going to work? Obviously, you're going to have to get vaccine passport. I don't know. What do you guys think it's going to be like? Because we're just waiting it out. We're still waiting out what's happening, and it's still like a crisis around the world. Yeah. So until then, we'll see. We shall see. Yeah. All right. Next question. Someone's asking, what do we do? Okay, I'm going to read one over here. What do we do for a living? So we build websites and we manage companies marketing online. That's our kind of day job. And we are YouTubers, of course. That's what we do. So there's your answer for that.
Can I read one?
Yeah.
Someone said, how do you schedule in school time? Well, our curriculum, we do it on, Angelic's doing it online, we're doing it offline. And with the curriculum, you can set dates like holidays. So you can maybe take off a week and off in, I don't know, whenever you want. And then it auto move things around to make it.
Yeah, like I'm making a video, just a quick short video to show you guys what their curriculum looks like in the back end. And so I was showing that feature, making like an off day. Yeah. And then Angelique all of a sudden's like, hey, my whole schedule's messed around, because it literally will shuffle all your courses to a new date when you do that. So it's pretty funny. So yeah, and how do you schedule but how do you do it like in a day? Like when do you do school?
I would say it all depends. Like we just do school whenever we want, and it can be sometimes a Saturday, or it could be, Friday. It just depends.
But mostly you guys are doing.
For me, mostly I usually do school from Monday to Friday, but on the rare occasions, if we've been traveling a lot, then I'll do it on Saturday and Sunday maybe, because catch up. And as well, we go in the morning, and then
like last night you guys are doing school actually after dinner, which is quite rare, because of course when you're homeschooled, you don't have homework, obviously. No. But they sometimes do homework. So like at night, meaning like school at night. So it just depends. It's all over the map, isn't it?
It just depends.
And because like we work kind of around, I wouldn't say around the clock, but we're just always kind of working in and amongst everything we do. We just kind of never
I'd say though, if
really stop.
Like yesterday I started schoolwork early, and if you start it early, you finish early.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
and
not
then
like
we watched
you're gonna be doing all day.
And then just on a side note, we watched a really cool movie last night all about education in the United States. And oh my gosh.
Colleges.
Whoa. And the universities, like I had no idea how messed up it was, and that people bribe their ways into certain universities, and that it's like a status thing. Like if your kids go to a certain school, then you're like, it's just retarded. And I think the whole system's going to be like dismantled over the next few years. It'll just be all free and online. Like there's so much money being made in it. And anyway, it was just like a huge eye opener, because I had no idea what it was like, especially after traveling so much and seeing a lot of the European countries where school is free. The whole thing doesn't even make sense, but that's a whole different topic. But what was the movie called again? I forget. School something.
No, I think it's something of an offspring, or no, that's.
You guys know what I'm talking about? It's on Netflix. Check it out.
Dad can write it in the comments.
Tyler, write it in the comments.
So the question we just got is, do you guys have American heritage?
No.
I don't think so, no.
Where are you girls from? We're Canadians.
We're Canadians.
So America, like the Americas, but we're not from like the United States of America, if you will. But we lived in Florida on and off for a few years. So that was really cool. So the girls kind of were raised a little bit in Florida with that kind of American, whatever you call that, culture.
Patton American?
George Patton was, he fought in the wars. He was a general. We always say we're related to General George Patton.
So this is cool. So someone's watching from Melbourne, and they'll be in Queenstown for Mother's Day. I made a knife, and they're making use of the travel bubble.
Oh, wow. And that's another question here. Someone just asked us about the travel bubble and if that's going to be applicable for us. So here's the thing. If you didn't know, New Zealand's had its borders closed. And I'm going to tie in and answer a bunch of questions at the same time. Someone asked, how did we move and live in New Zealand? Well, we didn't move here, although we feel like we've been living in New Zealand, because we are living in New Zealand, but we didn't intently come here to live. So we came here as tourists, and we still are tourists. And we came right before their lockdown, which when the country locked down, they just extended everyone's visas. And we've had extensions ever since, which has been our saving grace. It's been amazing. And so technically we are living in New Zealand, and we're not in one spot. So when the girls went to camp, everyone's like, oh, so where do you guys live? And they're like, well, we don't really live here. We don't have a base. And they're like, well, where are you based here? Well, we don't really have a base here. We've been moving around every couple weeks, every week. So we've been staying in different homes, which has allowed us to see literally the whole country. We've started at the very top of the North Island to the very south of the South Island. And then we went even to one of their islands called Stewart Island, which is in the very, very south. So it's just been amazing. We've seen the whole thing. So just right back to where you guys are coming from. We've got Chris from Toronto. That's so cool. TOTO. New York City. Where are we planning to go
Spain.
next? Oh, we got Spain. Hola. So cool. Spain's dear to our hearts too, because we spent a lot of time in Spain. Loved it. Will the girls always be homeschooled? Girls, will you be always homeschooled, or what's the plan?
So I'm almost done high school shortly. I've got still a few more things, but yeah. So I'm technically almost done school, and then I'll be going to hopefully hotel management school. And there's one in Queenstown that looks really good.
Yeah, she's
You
considering
homeschool?
school here now. So the
Well-
other two, well, you'll still do school.
We'll still be doing school, obviously.
Homeschool or school?
Homeschool, but I don't really know.
We'll see.
You know what I mean?
Someone's saying, are those your daughters? Yes, there's my 3 daughters. If you don't know who we are, welcome to our channel. We're growing up without borders. I'm still growing up. This is Angelique. She's 15. Chloe, 13, and Julia is 17. So high school years. So, there we go. We've got Norway in the house. So very cool. I'm not sure if you're the same person. No, you're not. Just saying if you're the same person asking that question. All right. What else were some of the questions?
Someone wrote.
Oh, someone was asking about if we're eligible for the Australia, New Zealand green zone travel bubble opening up soon. So back to that. So New Zealand opened up its travel bubble. Its borders have been completely closed, meaning you can't come into New Zealand unless you are a New Zealander. And
Someone wrote hi from Israel too.
oh, cool. But they opened up this like travel bubble where Australians and New Zealanders are going to be able to travel between each country. And so unfortunately, because we're not Kiwis, we cannot really leave, because then we can't come back in. I mean, we can leave at any time, of course. So we could go to Australia right now as well. But if we do, then we're going to be in Australia for who knows how long, and however long the visas would be for. So we're gonna wait and state it out, because ultimately the goal is to get to some of the Pacific Islands. Our goal is to see pretty much every country in the world that we can get to.
Yes.
And so we want to hit up the countries around here while we're here,
And
if we
that's
can.
a good question, because someone in there just said, what's a country you really want to visit and why?
Okay.
So that kind of refers to that.
I really want to go to Israel just to see everything, because it's really historical and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Israel. Egypt. Egypt's pretty
yeah.
cool.
Australia is a cool place, they're saying, John. It's true.
Yes.
Hi from Liberia. Wow, that's so cool. We're getting some really unique places coming in. That's really neat. Yeah, Israel will be on the list as well.
India is a big country that we're excited to see soon.
Danny just said we're so close to 50,000 subscribers. Yes, you guys, we are at I don't know what we're at, but we're like hundreds away. I think we're like 200 or 300. Oh, yeah. So we're like, really? Yeah. We're 300 people or so away from getting to 50,000 subscribers. So if you want to help us out, share our videos. If you haven't subscribed yet, which I'm hoping most of you have, just subscribe so we can get to our 50,000, because we have a super celebration that we're going to do when we get to that point. And so we'll share that with you guys with the video. So help us get to that, because we are so close. And if you're watching, just click that little like button on the video.
Someone said they're from Monterey,
subscribe.
and then someone said from Tonga.
And Pakistan.
Cool. Oh, you got Belgrade in the house. Wow. Tonga. I wonder what it's like in Belgrade right now. Like, I'm curious, around the whole world, but because we were there just recently, and we have friends there, I'm always curious to know how people are doing. Hey, from Pakistan. Thank you so much, you guys. Thanks for joining.
How many countries you've traveled and how you've managed to finance the trips. So I've been to 99 countries.
98.
New Zealand is country 100 for me. So this is like a big celebration. We were traveling for many years prior to our YouTube channel. And we kept saying, because we ran an online business, and we still do. And that's kind of what's funded our whole trips. And so it was always a challenge though. Like, for example, I remember being in Bali, and it was 2 a.m, and I was talking to a client in Canada. And I was like, this is crazy. Like, I don't want to be working in the middle of the night, when we're traveling or whatever. And we kept trying to say, what could we do that would be a different business that can fund our travels as well, and related to travel. And so, blogs were out there, and I was like, yeah, but I don't want to put our family out there, and vlogs. And vlogging, but it was kind of like the obvious, and we didn't realize how popular it was until we were in Spain and the girls were watching videos on YouTube. And Tyler was watching videos on YouTube, and everybody's watching videos on YouTube. And I'm like, oh my gosh, everybody's watching this and everybody's interested in other people's stuff. And I'm like, well, maybe we should do a travel channel. And then the girls were really honest for it, right? So that now funds some of our travels as well. So there's your answer. All right. I'm a student. Oh, okay. When we were in a place called Estepona, Spain, we met a nice lady named Rosa, and Rosa's a school teacher. And yesterday she reached out to us on Instagram and said, I've been talking to my students about you guys and blah, 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 blah. And now we have all of Rosa's students from Spain saying hello. So, hola, ¿qué tal? It's so cool because Rosa's really fun and a super sweet lady. And so it's really cool. So we got all these little students. ¿Cuántos años tienes? I'm curious. What grade level is she teaching? High school? Something like that. So we had lots of funny Spanish encounters with them. So yeah.
Yes.
We have, Devin, England. Welcome. Cool. Let's see. Yeah, Tyler just wrote, if everyone here finds us 3 subscribers today, we will reach 50,000 subscribers this weekend. That's pretty cool. That's really, really cool.
16 years old.
Okay, so we've got are we going to be coming to Pakistan? Yes. And Pakistan is high on our list because we follow different YouTube channels like Eva and Drubinski, and they've been to Pakistan. And some of their videos are so amazing because the people there are so friendly and so welcoming. And so we would love to come and, yes, discover your country. So
someone wrote, how tall are you guys? Well, Mom and Angelique are the shorter ones. They're a little shorter. Julia is shorter than me as well, so I'm the tallest.
Yeah.
Yes. There's your answer. Okay, let's see. 300 subscribers, not 3. Right. Yeah. If everyone watching, he said, finds us 3 subscribers each, then it would equal 300, is what he was saying. Okay. How are you coping with not traveling the world? Someone says. So, well, this isn't
traveling.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's pretty sad though. Like,
is it sad?
Not being, in Europe, and well, we were hoping maybe when we go back to Europe, we can stop in Canada to go see family as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
guess.
But
like in terms of traveling, we still haven't been like in one place and having home. We still like are seeing and discovering places because this is our first time in New Zealand, right? So
even though we've been in one country, we've been discovering.
But now we've seen everything. So now we're like home living life.
Aw, Alan says, my name's Alan. Nice to meet you guys. Nice to meet you, Alan. That's so cool. Hello from Wanaka. Wanaka. Got Kenya saying, welcome to Kenya and visit Masai. Okay, I'm going to say it wrong, so I just won't even try. Masarai Mara. I'm starting to pronounce words like the Maori do here. Oh, so cool. So let me see what else. That one I answered. How now that you've been here over a year, are you interested to make New Zealand our home? Okay, yes. So that's, people have asked us that because New Zealand, if you compare New Zealand to Canada, it is extremely the same in the sense of the people. Our governments are kind of the same, the way the government systems work, the way the school systems are, it's more or less comparable. And just like the overall friendliness and the nature and everything like that. So the countries feel very much like home. So when you're in Canada, it feels like you're in New Zealand and vice versa, except for the people speak different. They have a different accent. And of course, it's not as cold. So the winters here in New Zealand compared to Canadian winter are like dramatically different. So we don't get snow like you do in Canada.
Someone wrote, ever considering moving to Texas?
That's actually funny because when we were in Texas, we went to this place called Central Market, and they had like an amazing grocery store. And overall, Texas was really nice. I know it's about the grocery store. But anyways, Texas was really nice. We're like, maybe we can consider
So you'd move to Texas because of the grocery stores?
I mean, Maybe. I don't know.
China-
Well, food is an important part of your life. But
It's true.
technically, it's a
It
very
should be
high-end grocery store, so it's very expensive, but it's like an experience when you go through it. Just
That
in
was-
general, Texas was a nice state.
The
Like,
boys
people
are
seem
nice in
slim,
Texas. We always say like the boys in Texas are
very
courteous
gentleman.
and gentlemen. Yeah, like you
Yes.
see all these boys opening the doors for the
They're very
girls of the
sweet.
car. Like you don't see that in other places. A boy opening the car door and then she sits in and so we're like, oh, this is a nice place to go find a nice gentleman for
It
the
seems
girls.
like they're nice and maybe healthy there. And
They seem healthier
yeah,
than other parts of the United States.
yeah.
Maybe.
And well, it's just overall
It
country. It's kind of
depends.
cool. Like Texas, country style.
Julia, it depends, okay? Because, I mean,
Well,
you can find really healthy people
anywhere. yeah.
anywhere in the United
I like
States.
Texas. Okay.
All right, so we've got Martin saying, hi from the Netherlands. What are your plans in a few years? I assume the girls will attend university one day. Hope I don't make y'all sad by this question. Yeah, you know what? It's like so fast. It's like approaching, the girls are getting near end of high school. And I'm like, oh my gosh, they're soon going to go off. And then traveling will be just like Tyler and I and Chloe. Chloe will still be around for a while. But yeah, it's going to happen. And then we'll
One day
just
Julia
like,
will just be going, boom, up the videos.
it'll just be us on the videos. Angelique will have to talk more. You'll have to take up the relay and speak a little more for Julia, But yeah, it's going to happen soon. I mean, this is like what's so crazy because we had like at the time when we were on this mission to get to every country in the world, Julia still was 2 years away from post-secondary school, which meant that we had lots of time still to more or less get through the countries. But now it's just happening so fast.
That's another reason too, depending on how long COVID will be. If I go to university now or my hotel management school, basically, then, it's not that long, if you will. So then I can go finish that and start my studies and then continue traveling to finish,
Yeah.
Someone says, wondering what Pepe has up his sleeve next time. What a great
Ooh.
friend.
Where is that? Oh, they're
Yes.
going so fast. Pepe, okay,
Only
just
time
to
will tell, he said.
only time will tell. Yeah. Pepe had lots up his sleeve in 2019. So you'll see in our upcoming videos, there are so many more surprises. And up till like early 2020, and then COVID hit, and then everything, of course, went
Kaput.
went lockdown. So
Not kaput,
but yeah, we have a
Shut
lot of cool videos coming out of what we've done. And then just to back up, I'm reading the question.
How was your experience in Florida?
Oh, it's
really
cool.
fun. Yeah.
Someone asked us, Jonathan, how many states have we been to? Tyler, are you checking on that? We went. Oh, it's interesting.
Okay, so we've done the East Coast.
We've
many
done the whole
times
East Coast,
because we've gone from Canada.
and we've done different
Florida.
ways.
We've done like
Who's-
Texas.
who wants to
across
count?
Florida.
I haven't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say we haven't done too much of the Central.
Angelique's counting. Oh yeah, but Chloe, 18, but Julia's
Around
been to
18.
California.
19.
So she's been to 19.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Is that
like
all?
basically,
Depends, because some
here's
of
the
them
map.
in some places.
can you see
Can I
it?
see?
Let me
Did
do
you
bigger.
put? Is that all the states?
Yeah, that's all the states.
Yeah, so we're missing quite a few. You guys want us to come do a road trip?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I think
I know, like people like Mark and Jocelyn from Walter's World. When they said how many states, they were live yesterday. And I was watching them, and they were like, "Oh, they went through so many states."
Dad's been to 39.
Yeah, well, the girls. We're talking about the girls included.
Because we haven't been to many, because
Yeah,
we've mostly been in Florida and then up and down.
but I know watch and see where they're all going. And Pepe wrote an entire year to scheme it out, so he's like preparing what the next plans are going to be.
Mysteriously.
And then someone else said about Rosa today in class was talking about our travels, and she loves us very much. Oh, that's so sweet. Nice.
Someone said, what if a hi from Madrid?
Yeah, we're missing west coast of the
the
states. Yeah,
north.
like Seattle, for example. We have to get to Seattle for sure, and like drive down that whole coastline.
And,
That would
like,
be really cool.
For us girls, like Utah, Nevada, that whole area.
Oregon, Washington State. Yeah, that'd be really fun. So we can go through there. Okay, what else?
Whoa, someone wrote, what part of New Zealand are you staying in now? You have covered so much of the country. already that you are probably repeating places now.
Oh, yeah, we are. We're starting to like come back to same places we've been, which is like so nice
because we know everything.
yeah, and then we
I know
don't feel like,
people.
and we're not making videos, so now we're just working on our videos. So that's really nice.
Also, someone wrote, would you ever move to the States, not just Texas?
Depends.
I love to visit,
Yeah.
and like I don't know, like I've never been to Puerto Rico. I know you guys like Puerto Rico's not really like the mainland, and all, but I have friends who moved there and they said it's awesome. So like I think if I would consider the United States, it might be one of those areas, and the other areas to visit for sure. Someone wrote, which country you don't want to visit and why? Is there a country we don't want to visit?
Oh,
There is, but I won't say it.
can I say something?
Yeah.
Someone wrote that they would love for us to go visit Canada, and that way we show vlogs of the country. And we said, why don't we get like a van and we drive all around Canada? You know what I mean?
Or a big
With a
RV.
grandparent.
RV, yeah.
I can't imagine living in a van with these guys.
Sorry, not a van, an
We
RV.
have a few videos on Canada, but we've done only like the east kind of coast, not
Not even the East
Really?
Coast,
No,
like just
just, like-
Ontario, just home kind of thing.
central.
Like, yeah.
There's still all the other areas.
Like we've met people, actually the people who own this home where we're staying, they've seen more of Canada than we have. Like this doesn't make sense. And they're Kiwi.
Well, usually, you go outside of your own country.
Yeah. But like they did the whole thing. So yeah.
So back to the country. It's not necessarily that there's a country you don't want to visit. It's more so that it would be harder to get into, probably, to travel to.
Like Eritrea in Africa. If you don't know where Eritrea is. I'm not sure about the food. Like I've tried Eritrean food and I thought it was like absolutely disgusting. So food is a big portion of your travel, right? When you go somewhere, and then you can't move around that country. So you can't have a map, and like
Well, it's a country you just go.
you can't do anything. So if you want to go visit a museum, you usually get denied. If you want to go for a hike, you get denied. Anything you do, you get denied. So you can't do anything there. So it's like, what's the point? Like they're clearly they don't want tourists, so it is what it is. Talking about food though, look at this. Okay, so this is a fruit. I don't know if it's only in New Zealand, but we discovered it for the first time 1 year ago, and it is so good because it tastes. What's it taste like, Angelique? You describe it.
It's like a candy.
Have you ever
At
had like
least to
a sour patch?
Many people say it's not true, but for us, it tastes like a candy. Like a
Have you guys ever seen one of these in your grocery store? You can only you eat them when they fall off the tree.
And then you like eat the inside, almost like a kiwi fruit, like
Yeah, you eat
an
the inside
actual
of it.
kiwi
You
fruit.
don't eat the peel.
Because you take a spoon and you just scoop the inside.
Okay, and then there's different things you can do with it. So like yesterday, what'd you make?
Feijoa crumble.
A
And
feijoa
Angelique?
crumble. And Angelique
I
made
made like a feijoa fizz.
a feijoa fizz. So on the outside of this, there's
There's
yeast.
yeast.
Someone wrote, I eat the skin too.
You eat the skin?
Ew.
Oh.
I don't put that on taste.
Well, we're making a feijoa fizz. And then we were at the grocery store and Tyler says to me, do you realize that she's fermenting it? It's going to turn to alcohol. And I'm like, oh, I was like thinking it's just going to be like a fizzy juice, right? And then, but if it's only 3 days, it doesn't turn into alcohol. It'll just be like a fizzy juice.
Back to what Julia was saying a long time back. She said that in the grocery store in Texas, they had everything. So I wonder if they had feijoas
Oh.
in Texas.
Oh, do
You
they have
never know.
feijoas at Central Market? It's true because they have every
'Cause
other
they
kind
have
of food.
every
They had,
kind
it
of
was like
fruit.
traveling around the world, like an experience like you're going through Disney World of a grocery store. Like it was really cool.
Wow.
It's a bit fuzzy.
People say it tastes like bubble gum.
Josue, am I saying your name right? He's saying, what was your best memories of our time in Guatemala?
Ooh.
Oh.
I loved Antigua in general.
Oh,
It was
Antigua.
really nice.
Okay, this is gonna sound absolutely anti, like the whole point of going to the country. But to be honest, we found a Swiss restaurant and we had cheese fondue in Guatemala, in Antigua, and then the guy even had Swiss chocolate. So
Yeah,
I was like,
it's
and because we were traveling at that point for so many months, like I was just missing Swiss fondue at the time. But Antigua was nice. Lake Atitlan was nice. And my most memorable experience was crossing the border into Honduras because online, you go online because you trust Google and it said, yeah, right. The borders are open, there's no closures. So we get to the border and it was like 10 or 9:30 or something. And the border was closed and then like completely closed. Like you can't get into Honduras. And we were like, at this point, we were 3 hours away, I think, from Guatemala City, and we hired a taxi to bring us all the way there, and he wasn't going to stay with us. So we had to beg and plead with the border officers on both sides with our Spanish that we hardly we can get by.
I mean, we weren't that good.
Yeah. But then they're like, no. And we're like, oh, come on, please. And then they're like, well, go ask Honduras what they say. So we were like doing this back, forth. And anyway, that was a memorable experience for me. But we finally got in.
Have you been in that has mean locals?
Meeting locals?
They're unfriendly locals.
Like unfriendly?
Maybe just not necessarily unfriendly, just the way they are seems a bit more like, kind of like that.
Maybe they're a bit more.
Okay, I don't want to pick on the French. Okay, we speak French. We're completely fluent in French. Let's just start with that. So it's not like we're coming from the, like if you're an American and you're traveling in France and then you go to speak English, the French are kind of like standoffish. And it's not that they're trying to be rude or mean. It's just their mannerism and the way they are. But we even, when we're in France, we get like this cold shoulder, you could say. And so we've been many times being like, but it's not everywhere.
It always depends.
It depends on where you are in the person, but that's the country the most, I would say.
So someone to get ready to eat the best food in the world when you come to Israel. Yes, I'm excited.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
Somebody said our video is not very good.
It's a bit fuzzy.
Which one? Our video? Oh, I thought you meant like our videos. I was like, oh, geez. Is the video not very good? The quality, you guys, or is it okay?
Somebody said check out Facebook called Video Appreciation Club.
So someone's asking if we've been to Spain. And yes, we were actually in Spain and on and off for like 2 years, for a few months. It was really cool.
Someone wrote, any plans for North Korea?
Yeah.
Oh
Yes.
my.
But we don't have plans yet.
North Korea is also like a country that's difficult to get into. It's not like you can just, I'm going to go to North Korea, you know what I mean? So it's like,
You gotta plan.
not sure.
Well, we're gonna have to either just
either go to
in.
the border or you have to go for
Like you can go for the border and then back in,
Mhm. It's better now.
Oh,
Let us
yeah,
know
it was
because
fuzzy.
we
I think
could.
the internet is not the best here. I think
They're
was
just
really fuzzy.
installing fiber in and around. We could always stop. We've got 2 videos. We can always stop the one and then watch it over there.
Watch the comments.
That it's harder to see the comments.
Somebody said, which is better for the family, to live in Australia or New Zealand?
New Zealand.
New Zealand.
If
Why?
you don't want the poisonous snakes and spiders and dangerous animals like kangaroos.
Like, you don't want a
Kangaroos
kangaroo
tagging
just
down.
showing up at your door, a snake. It's like the Kiwis here go barefoot everywhere, and I can see why. Like, there's no worrisome that something's gonna bite you, like a poisonous spider, or a poisonous snake, or anything.
Or
I was like-
fire ants.
I was like, talk about the video we watched the other day.
Oh, we watched a video of like unexpected animals showing up at people's like houses. And
One of them was a kangaroo.
Yeah, one of them was a kangaroo banging on the lady's window, and the lady's like, "Stop! You're gonna break my window." It was really, really funny.
Yeah, so if you compare the two, and you know what? Like people here are so much more outdoorsy, which we love the outdoors. We love being in the nature, and they have so many great walks here because the country can, because you don't have all these crazy animals and spiders and all that.
Someone
So I
wrote,
think it just is nice. But I think, sorry, go ahead.
someone wrote that's every animal in Australia is poisonous, even the people. That's mean.
That's got to be a Kiwi saying, like the Kiwis and the Australians always go back and forth and kind of joke with each other, but they really do love each other. Deep down, we know it, but we hear that all the time. How many languages do we speak? Alors, we speak. Nous parlons français.
Oui.
Donc,
Mais
les
on
3
parle-
filles, elles ont
on
appris
parle-
le français
Mais
et
aussi, on
voilà.
parle anglais.
Anglais, English. Y español también,
Sí.
pero solamente un poquito. No podemos hablar con
Pero
como si. Voilà, there. So 2.5 languages.
Yeah.
And we tend to watch Spanish TV, and we like Tyler and I are watching French TV. So like we do that
to a lot
to learn the languages.
Yeah, we travel to a lot of countries that speak Spanish. So that's why it's been easy to pick it up.
So what are summers like in Switzerland? So summers in Switzerland are really amazing because, well, us girls went to school there, right, for like 2 years, and we made friends. So we still have friends in Switzerland. So like there's a local pool. We go to the pool, and it's just really fun.
So let's describe Switzerland in the summertime. Switzerland in the summertime is like having a big, huge tent over the country. This is in normal times. Of course, during COVID, it's going to be different. But there's literally festivals at every different town, and every town has a celebration, and it's very communal. Fun. Everyone goes out. People put up stands, and they socialize, and they have a drink, and they have dinner, and there's music, and it's just like so communal and so festive. Festive is the word, and it's beautiful. The mountains are gorgeous. You can go hiking. There's hiking trails everywhere. You can take gondola rides up if you're like us, you don't want to walk it, or you can miss the gondola because it's closed and then you have to walk it down. We've done that many times too. But it's beautiful. Yeah.
They speak English and a little bit of English.
No, we speak American English, Kiwi English,
Canadian English,
British English, Australian English. We
Irish,
speak like
Jamaican
English.
Irish.
It's got like 5 languages right
Spanish
there.
English,
Australian English.
Okay,
French
wait.
English.
Oh, he's saying he
French
speaks English and a bit of English, not we. Okay, thank you.
And
Ghana.
also crocodiles and hippos.
Yeah. Like we have no hippos here.
In Australia?
What?
I know crocodiles.
I'm going to search that. Yeah,
Are there? She's searching on the phone.
What?
Are there hippos in Australia? Oh my, that's crazy. We went to a beach once in Australia. And we were thinking like, oh, we can go down to the beach and it's going to be so beautiful. And we get there and it was literally boarded off with a fence. And it was like, you can't go in because they have box jellyfish and crocodiles. And we're like, oh my gosh, you can't even like go near the beach. We're like, this is crazy. This is in the northern Australia. I don't know if it's like that, like obviously not everywhere, but.
We have Kiwi friends and they went to Australia and they didn't really know about all this at the beaches. So they were swimming in the water and everything. And then all of a sudden, how did they know to get out or something? Did people? No,
I think they just naturally came out, and everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, you guys!"
And then when they read the signs, they're like, oh, they were just swimming where there was all that. They're like, oh my
goodness. Let's talk about all the different areas we've been. Like, because when we were in Florida, coming from Canada, in Canada we have all these beautiful lakes, and we swim in them all summer, and you don't think of that. So in Florida, we were like in this really pretty area, and we were at the convenience store, and I was saying to the lady like, oh, so where can we go to the beach? And then she was like, oh, you mean like the coast? Like the coast? Like, and I'm like, no, like the beach, the local beach with the lakes, And she's like, oh dear, we don't swim in our lakes. There's alligators. And I was like, oh yeah, right. And like the girls were so little at the time. Like Chloe was like a baby and Angelique would have been 2 and she was 4. And we'd be like near the water. And then we'd have locals come up and be like, don't go near the water, because an alligator can come and like eat your child. It was like an eye opener because like you just don't think of these things, right? So
why are there only kangaroos in Australia? Good question, because at one point it was all together, right? So
the world?
Yeah, well, the world was together, but at one point, somehow, Australia got all the poisonous things, and New Zealand was a safe bubble. Like, literally.
Like it is right now. It's like COVID safe bubble. It's an animal safe bubble. And
so, but you know what they do have at some of their beaches here? So we were down in Dunedin, and they said, everyone go check out this beach. So we did. And they have got sea lions and seals all along the beach. And people walk by them and stuff, but there were like big sea lions and stuff.
And one surfer guy, he walked by it and he startled.
Because they look like pieces of rocks. Like it looks like a rock on the beach. And then like all of a sudden they like look at you and it's a sea lion, like, like a lion of the sea. So they're not like, I'm sure they're not like super friendly if you get too close to them. Okay, well, let's just really fast. Go ahead.
Somebody said, in which countries do people request you to remove your shoes upon entering home, and most of which one the least?
Oh, the least is the United States. Yeah, everybody in the United States wears their shoes in the house, which is bizarre.
Like come in with your shoes on.
Yeah, always, right? Okay, coming from Canada, you don't because you got snow on your shoes and your boots. So you take your boots off. No, okay. I would say
in New Zealand, you just don't even wear shoes. You just walking everywhere barefoot.
It's so true.
You do.
You guys, this is
It's
hilarious.
funny because our friend at Easter camp was even going in the mosh pit, which is this area where basically where there's like everyone singing and stuff is like the center, and everyone's jumping up together, and it's like really tight. But he was going even in there barefoot.
This guy's gonna make our video. Hold on, let me get back to it. This guy is walking, and I keep doing this. I keep taking shots of people in grocery stores where walking barefoot. That's how he is.
He has socks or
No, his feet are.
It's a shadow. Yeah.
It's a shadow. Like his feet are probably black. But everywhere in New Zealand, literally, I'm going to show you another one. These are a bunch of kids. Oh, there's so many. Hold on. You can't really see this one so much, but here's barefoot Kiwi. That's in a shopping mall, okay? Because you go barefoot in shopping malls here. You just walk barefoot all the time.
Is this a folder you have?
This kid's just walking back from school barefoot. I just keep favoriting. It happens on a daily, and it's still so surprising to me that I'm taking pictures, and I'm gonna make a video of barefoot Kiwis.
You can't do that in Texas, LOL.
You can't do that in Texas. You can't, the only countries we've seen it in is South Africa, Australia, and New Zealand. In Canada and in the United States, when you go to a store, it literally has a poster, because obviously Kiwis and Aussies and South Africans came to the United States, and they probably figured we must put up a sign for you guys, but it says no shirt, no shoes, no service. It literally will say that. And so, that was the shaking of the table. So I think that's why they do that, for that reason, for you guys who are visiting those countries.
2 things. Can you find Mexican food in New Zealand, and how authentic is it? Well, we often make our own Mexican food, which I think is really authentic.
It is. But
here in New Zealand, you can find Mexican restaurants, but
we
you
make
guys
our
went
own.
out the other day in Wellington.
Well, Wellington is the capital of New Zealand, if you don't know that already. And they have so many restaurants and so many cafes, and it's the happening city, and it's so vibrant and so beautiful. And because the girls were at camp, we were like, well, date night, so we went out on the town, and we went to a Mexican restaurant because it's so good. And it was awesome. What else?
Good. Someone said they used to love breaking the ice on the puddle, it'd freeze a bit, and stomp in it barefoot. Yeah. It's our friends, they said they went to school barefoot and it was icy, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Don't know how they do it, but they do it.
Oh, they're saying about the Olympics, they're going to be doing it without fans. We can only watch on TV. That's it. Not even their family will be able to go. That's what they were saying yesterday.
Someone wrote, Angelique's still making horchata? Yes, we still make horchata in this house.
Someone here, Somali TikTok, is saying it's unhealthy to walk barefoot. It is. Oh, is it? No, it's super healthy. It's healthy to walk barefoot because you're earthing and you're getting the energy from the ground and you're letting out energy. I don't know all how it works, but apparently it's super healthy. Try it sometime.
And Zapata
in Rotorua is apparently good. How come we've never heard of that? I will check it out. Yes, we will definitely try it. Let me see what else.
Did you go to a rugby? Have we been to a rugby game?
No, but we've just somewhat played it,
with friends at camp and stuff.
Not a camp.
Well, tell me about the hookah, because they do the dance.
The haka?
The haka.
What's that? The hookah?
Haka. Sorry.
What? That's something they do here, the Maori do. And it was really cool because at camp, one of the speakers did it, and it was really cool. It was really powerful.
How does it sound?
I don't want to.
I'm going to embarrass them. They won't do it. But yeah, it's pretty cool to see that. That's what they do at rugby games
they
too.
They make
That's
their eyes go big,
mm-hmm.
and they stick out their tongue
Someone asked, this is a question, when and where do you see dentists when you're traveling? Okay, so this is interesting because depending on the country you go to, pricing of dentistry is extremely cheap and others is extremely high, which makes sense depending on where you are. And so the girls have been bugging me. They're like, Mom, we need to go to the dentist. It's been a while since I think we haven't gone since Belgrade, Serbia.
And that wasn't.
And it wasn't a true dental visit. He just kind of checked to make sure there's no cavities. It was too too fast. And we're like, oh, we wanted the full on cleaning and everything, But anyway, So we'll have to go. So that was one of the questions. That was a really good one.
Someone's from watching from Miami, but they're originally from Nicaragua.
Oh,
really
cool.
That's really cool.
A lot of people have been asking us about Nicaragua because we've got some really nice videos there if you want to check out that country. As a matter of fact, if you want to check out any of the countries we've been to, look at our YouTube channel. But on a side note, the girls have worked really hard at making these educational videos called Geography Made Fun. And it's from Julia, Chloe, and Angelique making these cool geography classes.
And we have some good ones coming up. Like I'm working on the next one, and
it's pretty cool.
Really cool.
Well, because certain countries, we have so much to say about it, or they do. Because the geography classes that we're doing, just so you know, and some people ask us sometimes, how can we support you and whatever? This is a fantastic way for you to support us. It's $5 a month. And with that, you get a geography class each month that teaches you from their perspective. And it's them teaching what they saw there about the culture, the language, the people, the food.
Yeah.
And it's like, just so you know, it's not like an official geography class like, you know, that you would get in school. It's their geography classes. So it's them teaching.
You still learn a lot.
You still learn a lot, but sometimes it's a little bit maybe funny, I could say, or it's from their perspective. We have a lot of fun doing it. And sometimes it takes us a long time because we have to research everything again. And then there's a lot of giggling and whatever going on when we're filming. So like the Mexican video that we're working on, just the talking points took us 2.5 hours to do it. So.
But it's a good video.
And then what happened was we lost all of our data. So we travel with hard drives, right? And so we had filmed 2.5 hours of talking, plus we had filmed Picton, Blenheim, Nelson, Christchurch.
All of the South Island.
We lost all of our data from our hard drive. And normally we always back it up. And we even had time to back it up. And we even had high-speed internet because in New Zealand, not everywhere you go has high speed and not everywhere you go has unlimited data still. So long story short, not all of it was backed up and something happened to the hard drive and we lost it all. And we were like, this was like almost a whole year of us being like, oh my gosh, we have lost our data. And long story short, we went to a place in Auckland and they said it was going to be like $2,500 to fix it. And we didn't want to do that. And there was no guarantee. We brought it to another guy who worked from home out of Hamilton. And he was like, yep, I can do it for $450 and pretty much guarantee you'll get everything minus like 60 clips. So some of our clips are still a little bit off and maybe a little bit fuzzy, but at least we have them and we didn't lose it. And so this was like a huge saving grace for us. So there's the story. We didn't share it yet because we were waiting for all our clips to come in and make sure we had them. But yeah.
Someone says True Casa. So if you don't know that, that's a place in Nicaragua we used to go in San Juan del Sur. But we used to go every Wednesday to have pizza and there's a water slide.
They had wood fire oven pizza.
So
and then if like normally I think you have to pay to go to like because they have like a water slide and a really nice pool.
Jumping
And
room.
then so basically on Wednesdays like you get pizza for $10 and then you get enjoy the pool.
it was so much fun and all the locals would go. So you had all the expats and just
like,
locals and
it'd be like a truck. So everybody would hop in the back of the truck. They shut the door and then everyone just go off and then spend the whole day there.
And they would shuttle you back. It was fun. Nicaragua was good times.
Yeah. Filming Blenheim doesn't take much space.
Filming Blenheim, not really, but like we had like
It's
unique
small,
experiences that we did that we didn't want to lose. It wasn't so much Blenheim, it was Picton, which we already released that video.
So we
it was
got those.
Picton, Kaikoura, and there's Christchurch,
which we will be posting eventually.
Yeah, but we had lost all those clips, so that was like huge. So yeah. Are you a family? Yes, we are a family. One big happy family. Please, how is Motueka?
Motueka.
I don't know.
You got a lot of Wellingtonians.
Hi from Wellington.
Hey,
Wellingtonians.
Wellingtonians. That's what you call them, right? Is that what we call you, Wellingtonians?
Guess what?
Wellingtonians?
We gave people nicknames.
What?
I'm going to be working on the Wellington video soon.
That's coming next. We've got like a special surprise coming up after our cruise.
And
then comes Wellington.
Wellington.
And then comes Rotorua. And then comes Waikato. And then
North Island.
everything else. Yeah. So it's coming. It's coming.
It's gonna be so
And then in
pretty.
between there's coming like stuff from the Middle East and Sri Lanka and Cambodia and Thailand and
There's so much.
Dubai and all that stuff.
And then
yeah.
someone's asking, how was Kiwi Americans? So you'll see that too. Videos with
Oh,
Americans.
we just met up with the Kiwi Americans and we had Easter it was really interesting. I did Easter here in New Zealand. They celebrate Easter. And we celebrated with everybody that was in that house was non-Kiwi except for one girl, which was hilarious. So it was like a whole bunch of expats that had gotten together, including a really nice doctor and his wife from the United States that just moved here. They kind of were like done with the US and what's happening. And
Someone wrote, have you have a lot
they
of
immigrated
videos?
here. So what's that?
Someone just wrote, that's totally true. We have so many videos to release.
So they said, do you have a lot of videos that haven't been released yet?
If we were
Yes.
in one spot for like
That is
4
the
months,
plan.
we could be able to just work.
Well, we
shoot
will.
videos.
That's the plan.
There's a lot of
We have
questions.
so many to post.
Quickly, have you ever been to Portugal? Yes. What any other interests or hobbies?
Okay, well, hold on. Well, let's answer. Portugal. We've been to Portugal. We did the whole trip. So we actually drove from northern Spain in Gallego area, whatever you call it. And we went through and came all the way down, go this way on the coastline. We were in Lisbon for a while and Sintra and the whole area. And then we went all the way south to where they had basically your most southern point there. And I'm trying to think, there's like really nice beaches and I forget the name of it, but in and around that southern area. So yeah, we've done all that and then drove into Spain from there. So just to give you a little bit more perspective, and there's some cool videos from our time in Portugal as well. And then next, hi from Saudi Arabia. Cool. Other interests and hobbies. What do you girls like? Okay, I know one for Chloe. Chloe is teaching herself the piano all by herself. Like she's just
sorry.
every morning, like
but she's learning more songs.
yeah, but she's like playing and singing along, and it's so beautiful. So right before our live, I was listening to Chloe play the piano and sing, and it's so lovely. So yeah,
We're bookworms, our family. Well, yeah, some of us are.
Julia, between Julia and I, like,
We love to read. And
we
we have like this big box of books here, and it's like our little library. But yeah, I'm currently reading The Hunger Games. It's actually really good. Angelique, you're reading?
Maze Runner.
Chloe?
I'm reading a book about 4 kids that go to the Amazon and the plane crashes and they're stuck.
ooh,
It's very suspicious.
Do you ever
Suspenseful.
consider playing
like
the
Ivy,
accordion?
yes. Do we ever which?
What's the accordion?
Oh, the accordion.
Oh yeah, that's on this.
Oh, that would be a heavy instrument to lug around.
Angelique does have a ukulele, though.
We're
I
traveling.
was thinking of getting like a roll-up piano.
Mhm.
You know, like those pianos that you just...
More so, I said we just need a trailer or something that goes on top of the roof of the car.
Yeah, just put the piano up there.
We're still traveling out of
And then I
suitcases,
could be on
you
top of the
guys.
car playing
Like
the
we're
piano.
still
Like-
traveling with just a suitcase. So that's why you see us wearing like the same clothes over and over again.
Well,
minus
no, I get a
Julia.
lot of clothes.
Julia's got like so
Julia's
many new
like-
clothes.
Got half the big suitcase plus her suitcase plus
Plus-
Okay, well,
several
listen,
bags
we've been
of
in New
shoes
Zealand
and
for
clothes.
over a year now, and you know, normally you would have a closet of all your varieties of clothes, right? So I mean, that's me. I got my shoes and my things. And
Gabrielle's saying, hey, from Germany. Hey, so cool to have you here. Do we play chess?
Yeah.
We play chess, but we don't play it like on
It's
an ongoing
like-
basis. We do play lots of games.
We
though.
play
Okay.
chess whenever we really can
Winners.
get it. Like if we're at a place that has it and we're bored, we'll play it.
And then we play like a speed game for like your reactions, like cards and stuff.
Monopoly
That
deal.
one's a fun one.
The last time I played chess was on
Stuart Island.
Stuart Island.
And that was a few weeks ago. They had like a ginormous one outside. It was really
Oh
cool.
my. Okay,
So
wait a
somebody
second. Wait a
asked you
second.
if you use an app to learn the piano.
Oh, what do you use?
I watched like there's tutorials on YouTube and then you can follow along. Just go ahead.
She like just puts it on YouTube and it teaches because it shows the piano view like this. I'm going to show you guys something so cool. Okay, so when we were on Stewart Island, that's the third island at the very south of New Zealand.
There's
It's-
many islands, well, just to let you know.
Yeah. And Stewart Island is remote in the sense that you have to take a plane or a ferry to get
And we
there.
took a little ferry, like a 10-minute ferry to get to
No,
this
it was like
5. It was very
sorry. We took a ferry to get to Stewart Island, but then as soon as we got to the island, we took another ferry. That's what
Sorry,
you mean. Yes.
To Ova Island, which is
Ova
like a
Island.
5-minute.
And it's just like a walking nature reserve. Okay. And if you guys don't know, the reason why they call kiwis kiwis, it's not because of the fruit. It's because they have this very special bird here in New Zealand called a kiwi. And a kiwi kind of like walks like this through the
It's
forest.
got 2 feet.
You
and a
never,
very
They're like
long beak.
hawks.
long beak. You never see it. It's brown. You can only see them usually at night, or
Its
if you go
skin-
to like a museum.
Its feathers are so soft that when you put it on your hand, you can't feel it, but you can feel it on the back of your hand.
Okay, I'm just saying, you guys, that how rare is it to see a kiwi? Extremely rare. Nobody sees kiwis like ever. Okay, you guys ready for it? I'm gonna play this video. I should have played it up front, but here we go. This is what we saw when we were on the island. You see the kiwi? That is a kiwi. Like, we literally saw a kiwi in the nature,
Yes.
and
It
it's
was
just like,
amazing.
it's unheard of. There he is right there, walking right in front of us. So we spent like 5 minutes watching this fluffy thing in the forest, kind of in the bush. And we were like,
Thing.
well, because we didn't know. We were like, it's a kiwi, it's a kiwi. We were whispering. And we're like, no. It's like there's another bird called a weta, I think, or something like that. And we were like, oh, maybe that's it, because we couldn't see its beak. Then all of a sudden, we see the beak. And we're like, it's a kiwi. It's a real kiwi. So, and we got it on video. So this is so special. And everyone else is like, oh my gosh, I've never seen a kiwi in my life. And I'm like, that's amazing. So this is why they call New Zealanders kiwis.
And kiwis taste great. It's a joke.
Not those kiwis.
No, because someone wrote that. It is a joke because kiwi fruit,
Kiwi
bird,
fruit.
kiwi people.
They have something called, is it red
It's
kiwis?
basically as if you took like the main animal you have in your country and you call your people that. Like,
So we
Be like Canadians would be
calling our
called beavers.
or bears.
Beavers.
Bears.
Well, bears are in
Mooses.
many moose.
Bears.
Hey,
Hey,
beavers.
moose. Hey, moosehead. Moosehead is a beer, which is really funny.
What's
Any-
a beer?
A
That's
beer.
a name of a beer. I've got a funny
Oh.
joke. I have to tell the joke to go along with it. So my aunt, my mom, and a lady I call my aunt. She's not really my aunt. She's like my adopted aunt. Kind of like Pepe is their adopted uncle. Blah, blah, blah. So my mom and my Aunt Ruth, they go to Vermont in the United States, and my mom's French Canadian, and so is my aunt, and so they say things backwards. Like in French, everything's backwards, right? You put your words backwards, and there you go, you got French. So they're there, and she says to the waiter, "Can I have a beer, Moosehead?" And she meant to say, "Can I have a Moosehead beer?" And she's like, "Can I have a beer, Moosehead?" And the guy goes, "Yeah, I'll get you a beer, lady." And he was so mad at her. It was so funny because she just like reversed it, and the way she said it sounded like she was calling him a moosehead.
That's really funny.
It was really hilarious. Anyway, that was just something I had to share. Okay, back to you guys. Very amazing that you saw a kiwi. Yes, really cool. Did you like the 80s songs? Beat It. Like, just beat it. Da-na-na-na-na.
Oh,
Just beat it.
speaking of 80s, so at Easter camp, each youth group basically was a different style for top team. So we had 80s rocks. Everyone was like, rock. It was really cool.
Yeah.
And then you do all these kind of like sports and stuff. And
Fun.
yeah. But yeah, if you go to Instagram, we can maybe make a highlight of the Easter camp so you guys can see, because it was really cool. Or if you go to TikTok at growingupwb, you'll see a TikTok from there. The
So
rock.
I don't know what this question is, but do you feel that there is an increase in Americans leaving America? Like the United States leaving? I don't know. I think, I don't know. I don't know, to be honest, the question.
Sandra, have you stayed in a place that has bed bugs?
You should tell me
No.
about that French hotel. Oh, where was it? And it was like a ATM.
That
Dunedin.
wasn't like we never stayed
It
in a
was
place
like an
with
outhouse
bed
bathroom.
bugs.
Oh, and Dad, okay, the story goes, we stayed at this like hotel in France. They have these like hotels in other
Isn't it
countries.
called B1 or something?
Well, you can't say the name because it'd be mean. They're not all like that. I don't know what it
Not
was. But
all.
basically you self-check-in, first of all. So you go and you get your check-in, and it's all so efficient. But when we were going to bed, Tyler starts reading the reviews, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, there's like bed bugs." And he was like freaking out. We're like, there's no bed bugs. But anyway. But have we stayed anywhere in bed with bed bugs? We stayed somewhere
Luckily
where we had cockroaches, but that happens in countries. But yeah, no, we haven't had like really bad experiences, thankfully. What? Oh, Gabrielle's back. Oh, French is cool. Yeah. What's the camp about?
It was an Easter camp, so about Easter and stuff, and it was just really fun.
Basically, like it's a Christian camp, and they had all the different youth from all the north.
All Central, so they have 3 camps. Southern in the South Island, Central, which is like
Like,
And then they've got
from
Northern, which is-
Wellington to Palmerston North.
Yes.
They had
And then they
Taranaki
had
there too.
And there
all
was
the other-
2,000 kids there.
2,500.
2,500 youth.
Yeah.
And the way it worked was it was divided into sections based on where they were from. So the girls
We
went with the group
Lower
from
Hutt.
Lower Hutt, which
Hutt
is
City.
Wellington, basically, for those of you watching outside of the country. So, and then they had like a tent city.
So
set
how
up.
it worked is, so each person had their area, right? And then you had your individual tents where you're sleeping with your grade, your 13, your 12, whatever. And then you have your common area with the whole youth group. And then you have a village, they call it, where everyone gets up. There's seminars, there's workshops, there's games, volleyball, soccer, like anything you want.
And then they even had like
Milkshake stands, donut stands. And then you went to the
Coffee
main
stands.
event center for your main session each morning and night.
they had like
Yeah.
music and like
Parties
a whole
and-
like it was just like a big, massive, almost like you would have, I don't know, for grown-ups, like I don't know, like
It was
camp.
really fun.
It was really neat. But even inside their main camp setups, they had like couches set up and carpets inside.
Oh
'Cause,
yeah,
like,
it went totally out. They had like toasting machines and like everything.
it was really good. And they slept in tents and it was cold. Like the first night it was pouring and it was raining and freezing. And I was like, the girls are going to be so cold. And they were, right? You
Dude,
guys?
the first day was
but
probably one of the
everyone-
coldest.
first night was
Also
cold, so then it got
because-
warmer.
You're just getting used to it, and
No, it was
well,
in general the first night.
the first night, well, you learn from your mistakes.
Well, they put on hats. They put on socks. They put on
Yeah.
like,
but you learn your mistakes. Like you should wear several layers, which I don't know why I didn't do
Chloe's
that,
zipper
but
broke the first night.
yeah, my
Broke, but
it like
got jammed.
wouldn't go up for my sleeping bags. I had to like wear it as a blanket.
So, a few things quickly. So we went to a summer camp and that had 500 kids, and then this one had 2,000 kids. And there's one in the North Island that has 5,000 kids, if you can imagine. And we just watched recently this movie on Netflix called A Week Away, and they also go to summer camp, which is pretty cool. And it's a musical.
okay, back to questions really fast. Martin's heading off. Good night, Martin. It's midnight wherever you're watching
night.
from. We got someone from Texas saying hello. And then we have NYX saying they're going to be going to Switzerland for a month or more. And they're going alone this summer and they want to hike. You want to hike. You're wondering if there's any wolves or bears or lynx. Okay, so not to worry. Like you can hike all the Swiss Alps. They are really well informed. Like you have trails and signs all throughout. The paths are pretty straightforward, so you're not going to get lost. And it's a country that is, even though you're in the nature, it's very populated. So there's little towns everywhere. With people. It's not like, certain countries like where we are right now, you can walk in the forest for 4 days and you're not going to see a single soul. There, you're going to be up in the middle of the mountains and there's going to be a little village and a little bakery. And then you're going to walk and there's going to be another little village and another little bakery. And the distances are like much smaller. So, and there's no risk. You're not going to run into a bear or
But
any
you
kind
may
of,
fall off a cliff.
you might fall off a cliff. Be careful of slipping and falling. Yeah. Cause there's
There's
rocky
paths.
yeah. And the
Different
paths could be
places.
very steep. And so just
Okay.
be careful.
What can you tell us about vacation in Guatemala?
Oh, well, when you go to Guatemala, you'll definitely, depending on what you want to do, but don't miss going to Antigua. Antigua is absolutely a beautiful city. There's so many restaurants, cafes and stuff. And then if you want to get to the country, go to Lake Atitlan. In Lake Atitlan, when you're there, you can take these little ferry boats and you can go across to the different towns in and around the lake. And each town is quite uniquely different. Like one's very artsy and kind of, I want to call it like new age-ish, like all the people that are into like the natural healing and natural things are going to that area, and it's very artsy and really, it's got this cool vibe. And then some of the other areas are maybe more a little historical, where you can learn some of the traditional ways of them doing things and stuff.
For me, I would say if you go to Guatemala, definitely check out Tikal and do a sunrise tour, because
well, yeah,
it's amazing. Because you go in when it's dark and then all of a sudden the sunrise come up over the Mayan ruins, and it's just, you can hear like the monkeys, the
howlers, like the whole jungle.
and
wakes up.
apparently there's jaguars too, which you have to be careful about, but it's fine.
Well, no, like if you go, you can stay within.
You
The
stay right
reserve?
beside, and then you go in.
And you have to be in by 9 at night, I think, for that reason. Plus you get up early. But yeah, it's a cool experience if you
It
can
is.
do that. There's Flores as well, which is close to Tikal. So you can do a day trip if you don't want to stay within the reserve. You can stay in Flores.
And then as well, just Antigua in general.
Like we had so much fun. Like we were in a place called Well, we were in Rio Doce. That was really pretty as well. You can do a whole boat tour there. There's
And then-
so much to see.
yeah.
It just depends on what you want to see, what you want to do. But there's so many beautiful areas. So yeah.
And then from there, you can go like to Honduras, like we were saying. That's definitely, you guys should do that. So someone asked if the camp was in Wellington or a different district. It was in Fielding, Manfield.
Fielding apparently was voted one of the top towns, prettiest towns in New Zealand. Or yeah, right? Am I saying that? I think so.
They had signs.
I
all
might be
throughout the town
wrong.
on
I
the
might be
first
wrong.
day.
But anyway, yeah, I think it was. We'll have to check it out because I don't know. Was it cool? Was it nice? Did you see the town? They only saw the camp, I think, so they didn't really like see
we
much.
saw
But yeah, it was like
bit on the way out, but it was
like maybe
much.
an hour and a half from Wellington going north. So-
What is the worst thing
Depending on
about New
traffic.
Zealand? Don't be polite.
Oh, Brem.
Oh.
What's the worst thing about New Zealand?
No. I was going to say that it can explode, but that's not the worst.
That is the worst because we we went for a walk yesterday and we were like, it was really nice. We went and it was quite dark and we're like, oh, look at this is a beautiful home. And we're like, yeah, imagine like you've got all these beautiful homes and then all of a sudden it could just like explode. Like the whole country could just
like St. Vincent.
yeah, like St. Vincent just exploded.
Not really exploded, just like
Volcano.
ash.
Where we are, especially like the North Island's all volcanic.
Yes.
But the North Island for me is where all of our friends have been, and it's like
Yeah.
really nice. But yeah, you've got the risk of volcanoes and earthquakes that are quite devastating, like extremely devastating. But other than that, like I don't think I have anything negative to say about New Zealand, to be honest. Like nothing. Like I mean, no. Do you?
trying to think.
Like the worst, maybe the smell in Rotorua smells like sulfur. But you get used to it. It's not that bad.
You get everything here you get used to.
Okay, so we're not being polite. We're just saying like that's the
Any
worst.
views on camper van trip across New Zealand?
Any views on that? Like any ideas?
Any yeah.
Oh, well, like
Well,
oh, you want us to post something on a camper trip? Okay, here's the thing. If there's
Jenny on the list.
if there's anybody watching who has a camper van or a camper company and you want us to showcase your camper van, sponsor us and we will do a video for you. But we don't have any plan. You know, like we're a big family. So imagine
And
us all squeezed
we've
into a
seen
camper
a lot
van. I mean, I would love to. I would love to go do it because we haven't gone. There's this drive from Gisborne, which is on the
true.
East Coast. I want to go there and see the first sunrise in the world. That's something we haven't done. And there's a beautiful drive there. So that'd be a great, cool camper van trip or do all the South Island again. Who knows? But yeah, that'd be fun. And it'd be cool to showcase it to you. But we're not really planning that. We prefer to like stay in homes with kitchens and, all that stuff. So yes. Damn polite beavers. We're being so polite. We're going to start calling Canadians beavers. What are Canadian called? Canadians are called Canucks. We call ourselves Canucks.
What's a Canuck?
Canuck. I don't know. It's Canadian. Just like a short form Canadian. I don't even
what
know.
country was your best adventure? Oh, it depends on what type of adventure. Like New Zealand, we've had a lot of experiences and adventures. Nicaragua.
So Malcolm and Jenny are watching. Where are you guys, Malcolm and Jenny? Make a little comment. I don't see you guys here. That's cool. Malcolm and Jenny are adopted Auntie Jenny.
Oh, they said hi from Invercargill.
Oh, cool.
Auntie Annie.
Okay, let's talk. Oh, there we go.
Hi from Invercargill. Yes, Fielding is a great little town.
There you go. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about our trips that we've done because since we were on the North Island, we did this whole massive trip and we didn't know places like Oamaru existed on the South Island, and Oamaru was really cool, very unique. There's like this whole old town of the downtown, which we went on a Sunday, and on a Sunday they locked the whole street down. It was so
felt
cool.
like going back in time or going back to Europe, like that European feel.
It was really neat. And then we visited Dunedin, and it had so much more to offer than what we originally thought. So that was really cool.
We went to the castle, the New Zealand's only castle, by the way. The steepest street in the world. They've got a lot of those things. First,
I'll find the picture.
And we went to see the Royal Northern Albatross.
Ask Julia, she has it.
Sea lions. What is it?
I want to find
It's
your
on Julia's
picture
computer.
Which picture?
of Angelique, because the steepest street in the world, you can make like a picture where you're lying on the street and it literally looks like you're falling down. So we replicated that picture. It was really cool. Posting about our South trip on Instagram stories too. it right now so you can see that. But yeah, you can watch the sunrise and then like satellite launch at the same time. Oh yeah, because they launch satellites and they launch things to space from here on the East Coast.
Said, howdy everyone, great channel. Hope to visit Switzerland someday with my family.
Oh, cool. If you do, let us know, because if we're in the area, we can show you around. How do we avoid to travel? Do you have an online business? Absolutely. Yes, that's our saving grace. That's what allows us to be moving around and be remote, is that we can work from the internet from anywhere. So it's really cool. Argentino is present in the house.
Hola.
Pepe can't wait to go back to Switzerland. Pepe, we can't wait to see you in Switzerland.
We want to go to Switzerland too.
Chloe's starting to miss Europe, I think, and the food. Let's see. Hi there from New Jersey. Do you have any plans to return to Switzerland? What town in Switzerland is your favorite place? There you go. What's the question? What's your favorite place?
Can I say something?
Yeah.
What I think I should do, or we should do, is we should ask our neighbor to ship us Swiss chocolate and see if we can get it.
Whoa, that's a great idea.
I think that.
Race down Baldwin Street. Yeah, someone raced down Baldwin Street. That's crazy, because that's the steepest street in Dunedin.
It's in the world, actually.
Steepest street in the world. Actually got a Guinness World Record for being the steepest street. Yeah, pretty crazy.
Really high incline, like it's like.
Oh, it's been raining in Ricardo.
Oh, that's not fun.
5 days now.
Oh no, Malcolm. We've been having a lot of rain here too, actually. It's like it's the reverse, right? For those of you guys watching in America, we are in fall. You guys are in spring. You know, the Northern Hemisphere, Europeans are watching. It's getting colder. You guys are getting warmer. But we're getting a lot of rain, and yeah, it is what it is.
Do you plan on visiting Antarctica? I would love to in the future. And what you normally would do is you fly to like Argentina, and then you take like a little cruise or boat to there.
We met somebody who's going to do that.
Yes.
Soon.
Someone said they're going to be doing that in November.
Okay, so somebody's saying back to Switzerland. Oh, this is going to be all about Switzerland. All right. Someone's saying Les Diablerets is one of their favorite places. So let me explain to you what Les Diablerets is. So in the French-speaking part of Switzerland has 4 different areas, if you will, or languages. But if you're in the French-speaking part, you go up in the mountains, and there's just these mountain villages everywhere. And this one specifically, you can go up to 3,000 meters high. There's a glacier up there, and you can take a but a gondola all the way up. And once you're up, you can do this, like they have a drawstring bridge, and you can ski on the glacier. So someone's saying that's their favorite place. My favorite place is like the Ticino area, which is the Italian-speaking part of the country. It's so pretty. And then the French-speaking part on Lake Geneva. Yeah. All of that area is so
my
pretty.
favorites are just that whole area as well.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. So there you go.
Just go to the Antarctic Center in Christchurch. We have been, actually. That's like we went there like a while back already.
We went there like the first time.
It was so cool because remember they had that ride, not a ride, but they do explain what the Antarctica Center is.
So it's like a walkthrough museum, sort of, and then it talks about Antarctica, the animals you have there, and the temperatures they get to. Then they had like this section where it's like if you were in a snowstorm or something, or a windstorm in Antarctica, and it's like you got sea-doos. It was just fun. It was sea-doos, right? Or ski-doos.
Ski-doos, yeah.
And then outside they had huskies and stuff, and then they had like these Arctic explorers, like the real ones that you actually use, and then they were showing how like it can go up really like steep ways. It can go over tires around like a lot of stuff.
That was pretty neat. Mr. Mountain Man says that he thinks Zermatt and seeing the Matterhorn would be #1 place for you. Yeah, North Carolina. Wait a second. What is it? What's that one mountain in the United States when you're driving down? We did it, and you get a bumper sticker saying, I drove up Mount Washington. No. Was it? I forget. You would know it. Answer. Whatever it is. But that we did that drive up the mountain. But yeah, when you go up to Zermatt, if those of you who don't know Zermatt, Switzerland, we made a video on that. Go watch our video on that because it's a really unique mountain village where you can't drive in. So it's pedestrian only, and it's small enough that you can walk through, and then all their little taxis.
Little electric
taxis that drive you around if you need. And then you see, if you don't know, the Toblerone chocolate bar, the mountain on that Toblerone is the Matterhorn, and you see the Matterhorn right in front of you. And it's a really cool area. You can go all the way up. It is Mount Washington? Yes, it is, right? Okay, I forgot. We drove up that Mount Washington, and man, oh man, like we've done so many mountain roads. And one of the craziest one was like in Peru, I think, and like going over there. But also Mount Washington was pretty crazy. Like there's some parts when you're driving it and you feel like you're going to fall off. It's like, that's why they give you a bumper sticker, right? When you're done. It's just funny.
So Malcolm said you guys would probably be getting lots of feijoas. And yes, we've got lots.
Ooh, feijoa crumble. We're making a feijoa fizz. I've been eating feijoas every day. It's pretty cool. They're falling off the trees.
Yeah.
Free chocolate samples. Woo-hoo. We got to get like some Swiss chocolate company to sponsor, and we'll like send chocolates to y'all around the world. It is the best. Although here in New Zealand, there's a chocolate company called Whittaker's. And honestly, guys, it's pretty darn good.
It is good.
It's part of our daily diet. No, what?
Not us. Us girls are doing no sugar for the month, no fried food, no white bread.
It's part of my daily diet. Bad. Someone didn't get good sleep. Mostly, what's this? Have you guys met Carrie and Alex yet? They moved from California. Oh, somebody said that. So people, Carrie and Alex, if you know them, let them know. I've messaged them a few times and nope, they've never responded to me. So I'm like, okay. So I didn't try any further. But yeah, that's cool because like they're doing the same kind of things like us, right? There's a few travel vloggers here, and they're one of them from the US who just arrived, which is pretty cool.
So I was on the Glacier 3000 on the bridge. I was alone on the bridge for like an hour. It was so silent. Amazing. I was there because you told me to do that.
So cool. Awesome. I'm glad you went and enjoyed it. It's a pretty unique experience, isn't it? Like, especially if you're there, did you have a clear day or was it like windy? Because sometimes you can be there and then the clouds will be like completely blue skies and then the clouds come in and then all of a sudden you're like in the midst of the clouds and then they blow over. It's pretty unique.
It's really magical.
Yeah. Cool.
Did you know that New Zealand has more species of penguin than Antarctica does? Really?
That sounded just like a video you'd watch.
Did you know? Actually, we saw penguins. We saw the tiniest penguins in the world.
Penguins.
The blue penguins.
We saw them coming up back onto the beach, and it was really funny because their front side's all white, so it just looked like a whole bunch of little babies running up on the beach. It was really funny.
And there was, how many of them would you say? Like we counted them. We were counting
them.
There
was 30 the first batch and 30 the second batch.
So like 60. And they literally will all come together. And why do they come together again? Like
because they have less predators if they come in big groups.
Like there's less chance of them getting eaten by like a shark or something. So
they're called the little blue penguins and they're camouflage. So their backs are blue. So when you're seeing them in the water, you can't really tell. And then when predators look at them from above, they look like the light because they're white on their stomachs.
So they're made perfectly. Yeah. It's pretty cool. Yeah, that was neat. And then they come up and then they have these little like little huts, whatever you call them. They're little homes. Barracks in the burracks. They call them barracks. In the little in the mountainside there, so they come and that's where they stay the night. So it's pretty amazing what they do. We also saw something unique in New Zealand, and it's called the Royal Albatross. And these are these birds that have 3-meter wingspans. And we saw all the youth. They're sitting in their little nests. Yes. And get this, you guys, the very, very first flight that they do of their life.
They're burrows.
Sorry. Not barracks. Barracks are like for army barracks.
It's in a camp. These people dressed up, and they had a big sign saying barracks, and it came to my mind. I don't know.
We don't know. We don't speak English. Anyhow, so these Royal Albatross birds, you guys, get this, back to them, because this is really unique, and you can see them in Dunedin. And when they're there, their first flight they do is all the way to Chile. So they go all the way to Chile, then they fly to Antarctica, and then they come back. So their very first flight they do, I mean, obviously they stop along the way, of course, but they stop and they just like sit on the ocean floor, and then, then they continue going. But yeah, that's their first flight.
Someone
crazy.
Said it's not New Zealand's only castle because a lady loved castle, and so her husband made her one. near Dunedin. They said to look it up
Yeah.
on Google.
I heard about that. Malcolm and Jenny told us about that one, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm.
Cool. It was a really cool experience though, because you can go to the castle, you can stay there, you can
Eat
eat
there.
in the castle. So it was a really unique experience. Best fish and chips I've tasted was from New Zealand, and best mussel chowder.
Mm.
Very cool. Ooh, from Coromandel. Yeah, they have like really good, if you like seafood, you can go try like all the crayfish, lobster and stuff in Kaikoura.
As well, for mussels, they say to go to Burrell, beside Invercargill, where the ferry goes to Stewart Island.
Bluff?
Bluff, yeah.
You got
What's the other
Burrow.
Yeah, Burrell's the other thing. I was like, wait, what?
Bluff.
Bluff.
So funny. It was clear the day. No wind and the best day of my
That's
life.
amazing.
Oh, that is so good. I'm so glad you got to go to Switzerland, to Les Diablerets, and had good weather, because it's hit and miss, right? You guys just like everything. You can get there, it could rain for a whole week. So what other area? Oh, someone's asking again if we like the 80s musics. Yes, we do.
Yes.
Bluff is for oysters, mussels is Marlborough, and
Oysters, yes. Not. I'm
crayfish.
really mixing it up. I'm
Crayfish is
sorry.
Kaikoura.
Mussels is there.
Okay, we don't eat seafood, you guys, so we're not used to like knowing where all the good seafood places are. So yeah, cool. Have you tried Kina's yet? No.
We have gone fishing in like the Marlborough Sounds, and we caught a lot of blue cod.
I don't know.
Which was really good. And then we went fishing up in Whangarei, where we caught the snapper. Red snappers, they were good too.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Akina. No,
It's a sea urchin.
no, we've never tried that before.
Have you guys seen
looks
the?
strange.
Tell them to watch the new movie.
What's the movie called?
Seaspiracy.
Seaspiracy.
Watch Seaspiracy. That will change your perspective on seafood.
Yeah, we're boycotting the fish. Yeah, go get it. We're boycotting the fish industry. We're not gonna buy fish anymore from the stores. We're just gonna have to catch our own.
Yes.
I have to go over to Picton and go on a boat.
Yeah.
You
So
want to
unless
explain?
you
You
carry
explain it, Angelique. Okay, in the
Julia
movie that
bought
we
it.
watched, there's like this little blue dolphin and white dolphin, and it says dolphin friendly. Well, basically, it's a whole farce. So if you watch the Seaspiracies movie, you'll see how many dolphins are getting killed every time they fish for these. It's a business, right? So
And they have fishing nets big enough to take in the whole Burj Khalifa.
which is pretty high. The Burj Khalifa is massive in Dubai. If you don't know what the Burj Khalifa is, it's
No,
like
not the Burj Khalifa. What am I saying?
Yeah, the Burj Khalifa, like a
Was
whole.
it?
Yeah, it's like showing in the movie that it could take like a whole basically city.
It takes
And it just,
all
like,
the floor.
Takes the whole floor of the sea, and they just like dump it in their sea boats and watch the movie.
Pepe wrote dolphin friendly equals dead flipper.
Mm. Yeah, you got it. So
You
no
got
more.
it, dude.
You got it, dude. No more no more store bought fish for us.
If you really want fish.
Yes, saw they catch some really big ones there.
I caught a shark, and so did Chloe. Eh, Chloe?
So if they can catch a shark by fishing like net, just like by a fishing rod, that means you can catch sharks obviously in their big nets. But yeah.
We went fishing. It was so cool, you guys. So I can't wait to release some of our videos. So we met these two guys in Picton and Blenheim area, and they're actually from Croatia, but they're Venetians. So because the way the history goes in that part of the world, you've got Italy and Venetians were there, and then they lived in a part of Croatia called Rovigno, and so there they spoke like a dialect, and it's still Italian, and that's why they say they're Venetians or Italians or whatever. But anyway, it's now Croatia, so it's moved many times. So they took us fishing in their fishing boat, and how was it? Chloe, you went the first time. She's sleepy. Tell us how it was. I'll wake her up. How was it the first time we went fishing? What was it like?
It was interesting because they only use one string, not like a fishing rod where it's basically, it had a piece of wood and a string and like a hook. So then you like twirl it up and then there's fish.
So you pull in your line like this, and that's how you catch your fish. So your hands, like it's rough on the hands. But yeah, so you caught you did, right? I wasn't there the first time. She went first with Tyler. You caught a shark. Did you?
We released it.
You released it. And then I caught a shark too when I went. It was really cool. But we had like two big, huge fish fries. It was just awesome.
Somebody said, did you go to Azores. Where is Azores?
Azores. No, that's the islands for the Portuguese islands. We have not been there.
Oh.
That's really cool. That would be a really neat place to be. We haven't been to the Canary Islands either, which would be really nice to go see
I
one
haven't been
day.
to like any islands except for New Zealand and Australia,
That's not true, because you're in Bali.
I guess.
No,
You've
we've
been
been to many.
many islands. Let me think. Where else? What other islands you've been to?
We went to Krabi Beach in Thailand. That was really cool.
That's on an island. Yeah. You've been to islands before, silly
Sri
Willy.
Lanka,
Not
the
Sri Lanka's a build up. The
Maldives.
Maldives is an island. Come on.
No, I mean like the Caribbean and the
she's thinking of the-
Pacific Islands and all those islands.
Okay, you've been to a lot of other islands. It's so funny. Seem to love New Zealand so much. Been there for a while. Is that home for good? That is a very good question. You know what? Like living in New Zealand for us would be like just the same as living in Canada, and it would give us the opportunity to be discovering this side of the world.
Yes.
So who knows where life will take us? I mean, we will see. So we'll make an announcement in another couple of weeks because our visas expire. So ultimately, we're going to have to do something about it. So stay tuned, and we will let you know on our next live what our next steps will be. So it is the big question for everyone. Big question.
Where's Puerto Vallarta?
Puerto Vallarta in Mexico.
I'll be there for my birthday weekend next week. Happy early birthday.
Rocky Bougie Traveler. Oh, that's so cool. I went to Puerto Vallarta when I was a little girl with my family, and that was really cool. That's a really special spot. Like Mexico is a country we definitely want to discover more. Ceuta, I think it's called Ceuta or something like that. I want to go see Guadalajara. Man, oh man, there's just some really cool places we want to go see.
Actually, like Cozumel an island.
Cozumel. Mm-hmm.
Chloe, favorite part about Dunedin for you?
Dunedin. I'm thinking,
Favorite
okay?
part. I love the castle.
Dunedin. I loved the whole penguin albatross.
Yeah, true.
I loved the
Everything.
drive in Dunedin. You do this drive along the coast, and it's a good 45 minutes, almost an hour, and it's so beautiful. It
I
goes
think
all
we
along
did
the
it
coast
6
like that.
times.
I loved watching
We
the
did.
little dolphins.
And we stayed in a New Zealand batch, like a true crib. They call them
Penguins.
cribs. We stayed in like a crib that had like the toilet was like outside, like a true crib here. That was a really cool
If you
experience.
didn't know, Dunedin very quickly is the student area. So there's lots of universities. That's the main university.
And it means Edinburgh, like Edinburgh, Scotland.
Yeah.
Very
in
cool.
Welsh. Was that
In
right?
Welsh, yep.
Yeah.
You
In
can't
Celtic,
stay in
in
New
Celtic.
Zealand. Anyway, you haven't been to a rugby game?
I know. Don't say that to Tyler because he's like, oh, we should go see they have a new like a museum, something like that.
My friend just signed up for rugby here, so maybe he'll be on a game I can go watch.
Whoa, cool. I don't even know how they play. Like I don't know the difference between rugby and American football or any of that stuff. So yeah.
Hello from Maui. I'm currently on vacation here. Awesome.
Wow. That's cool.
It's an island.
They're saying, oh, we can't stay in New Zealand because we haven't been to a rugby game. Okay.
What?
All right. Well, we're not allowed to stay in New Zealand because if we haven't been to a rugby game. Okay, so we'll have to go. Why not? My dream is to go Lapland, the land of magical, maybe one day.
What's
Lapland.
Lapland?
What's
Search
Lapland?
that.
I don't know that place.
Lapland. Sounds funny.
Tyler probably knows.
An
The island.
island in
Oh,
Norway.
very cool.
It's in Finland.
Wait, what?
Lapland.
Finland.
Hold on.
Oh, an island. Maui is in an island in the Hawaiian
Oh.
Islands, I think they're saying. And
No, it's
Lapland.
Finland. It's
Mhm.
in Finland.
Oh, yeah. Oh, cool. Look at that.
It's
Oh,
Whoa,
yeah.
it's a really tiny island. That's funny.
Oh my gosh.
That's hilarious.
That makes sense too because Lapland. It's like what?
It's a really tiny island.
I've been to see
Brem
see
sees
Santa,
Santa.
in Finland.
Oh, cool. I hope you got all your presents you were asking for. That's hilarious. All right. Well, you guys, it's already we've already been on here
Yeah,
for a
for an
while.
hour.
An hour and 30 minutes.
Chloe's got to get to school. We got to get to stuff. So Let us know if you have any questions before we head off. We'll quickly answer them, but I think you've probably asked most of the questions. Some of them are duplicates, but yeah, we will. We'll try and do our next live like in the next couple weeks, so we don't make it so long in between them. And thank you guys though for joining. Before you leave again,
Very quickly.
What?
I bet you haven't visited Zanzibar yet. That's actually the first place we visited when we were on our trip to Southern Africa.
We went to Zanzibar. We were in Stone Town. It was
really
beautiful. The beaches were gorgeous. The people were friendly. The food.
Big turtles.
The food
white
there.
went to this one
Stone-
restaurant. We just kept going to the same restaurant. every single
Lukman.
Lukman in Stone Town. It was so spicy and so yummy. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. We had really, that was a really good trip. A really fun.
One more, you should go visit the Great Barrier Island in New Zealand.
Yes, we should. There's Jenny and Malcolm have told us about a bunch of places we have to see. Pupusas.
Sí. A mí
Me gustan las pupusas. Na 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 na. All right, cool. Thank you guys for joining. Okay, so
Thank
before
you.
you leave, though, if you haven't subscribed because we are almost at 50,000 subscribers, and we'd love to celebrate with y'all. Share our videos, like it, go ahead and like it, and we're posting our next videos up soon. So we'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for joining.
Thank you. See you next time.
See you next time. Bye.